Home Track Heroes back on CW11, and we are going to start off our main events for this gorgeous Sunday afternoon with our Buzz Inn Steakhouse Stinger 8s, and this is another one of those classes. Buzz Inn Steakhouse been behind this group for quite a while, too. And,
Absolutely have. Just like our last classes B-Main, Stingers are basically a Hornet car that's had the safety structure improvements to race on the figure eight. Going to be exciting.
And I remember way back in the day when the Hornets first came out. Do you remember what the first question might have been when with talk about Hornets coming?
Does the radio work? That's the one I remember.
When are we going to be able to race them on the figure eight track?
Oh, yeah,
That's
of course.
all they wanted to do.
Of course.
That's all they wanted to do. Well, they got it, and thanks to Buzz Inn Steakhouse, they can do it. And we've got a pretty nice lineup of cars coming out as we're just about ready to bring them out on the track. To introduce the first half of the group is our friend Jeff Knight.
Absolutely. Row one, you got the number 17, R.J. Mackey. Outside of him in the second spot, Tayden Ireland in the 42K. Row two, Michaela Peterson in the 57. Outside of row two, Nick Holton in the 71. Row three, Jason Miller in the 04. Number 40 of Andrew Reinders. The number 2 of Gary Reardon takes up the inside of row 4. Outside of him, the 23 of Jim Mackey.
Former champion in this division is Matt Somerville in the number 21. And I'm going to talk about Matt. I will in a minute here because he's really got a cool thing going. Zach Bristol, longtime campaigner in anything that's 4-cylinder powered and sometimes V8 too in that 07 car. Cody Hoopes, your number 3 qualifier earlier this afternoon in the familiar number 10 car, also another champion in this division. Damon Claiborne in the 43, your number 1 qualifier. We just saw him with an impressive performance just a few minutes ago. Robert Smith doing double duty tonight in the number 42 car. Dawson Cox, your number 2 qualifier in the number 7D. Ron Powers in the 4, and Ed Pazowitz in the number 67. I want to get back to Matt Somerville. During the COVID break, when we were all not doing what we normally do, he came up with an incredible Facebook website called Evergreen Speedway back in the day. And I got to be honest with you, that really got me fired up about this place. All the memories that he's always been kind of a history freak about this place. But man, I got to give props to Matt for doing an incredible job.
Love those photos, so good. We're working lap 1 here. Green is out, getting after it in the north end.
And they are getting it done right now as they make complete lap number 1. 30-lap main event for the Buzz Inn Steakhouse Stinger 8s as they are working lap number 2 and out of turn number 2. And it's always this is the south end. That turns 1 and 2 are at the south end of the course. Make the way up north into turns 3 and 4 across the start-finish line. You can't hardly see it from this shot, but there is actually a human being. You just saw him there in the tires. That's where the flagman is precariously perched with a lot of protection around him. And we also have one, you can see him, and I believe that might be Steve Dunn in turns 1 and 2, and I think it might be Kevin Guthrie. Is it Kevin Guthrie or is it Troy Draper? Oh, John Peterson. There we go. So John has been assistant flagman for a long time out here as well. Steve Dunn's been out here forever, as has Jeff and good people, and Kevin and all those guys that really make this place shine throughout the week. But we got a lot of cars making their way across the
starting to get some traffic here as they get spread out like that. Starting to get some traffic at the intersection. The most dangerous intersection on the West Coast.
That's right here in the world.
Evergreen Speedway.
In the world. Let's take it all, cover that whole planet. Stinger 8 action here on CW11. A gorgeous looking number 2 car of Gary Reardon. Love that Haviland old Davey Allison paint scheme on that car. Really looks sharp. As they come out of the south turn in turn 2 and down into 3 and 4 as they come across to complete another lap. 6 laps into our 30-lap main event for the Buzz Inn Steakhouse figure 8s. There's the green number 42. You see it there?
It looks like the 7D of Dawson Cox, also one of our fast qualifiers, moving up through the field a little bit. Dawson been pulling a lot of duty, been racing the Hornet car, Stinger 8 car, getting in a Pro Late model here in a couple weeks. And
you will probably see him in a street stock.
Oh, we got one around there in
look
turn
at this
1.
Mess. That is the 67 car. Or is that the 07? That could be Zach Bristol that
It was
all
the
sideways there.
67 car
Was the
there.
67.
Yeah, 67 car. He got it going again, though.
They make their way, complete another lap on our world-famous figure eight course here. We saw the super stock figure eights last week and the outlaw figure eights. We'll be seeing them coming up here in a week or two as part of Home Track Heroes.
Getting a little traffic.
They are. It's getting close.
Rush hour is
Another couple
upon us.
laps. Our shoulders will be tightening up, and it'll be all kinds of tension. There's the 04 car of Jason Miller. You see him making through.
Jason Miller threading the needle right there. That was good.
And
Here he
Jason
comes again. Watch him coming around, coming from the north side.
Yep, you got to give Jason props. Boy, he puts that I-beam right there on the side of the door. A lot of guys will put them on the inside, and puts them on the outside as well. But got to be protected. Those guys can take some pretty gnarly hits. And like Jeff mentioned, it's starting to get pretty close as we are 10 laps into our 30-lap main event.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to pull the retreat button and turn left again and just keep going. Let them go around both sides of you right there.
Sometimes the best is just stop and think about your spot as you make it through.
Yeah, I was coming out here since I was a kid. I have always enjoyed watching figure eight racing. It's a special kind of intensity. Gets you on the edge of your seat. And you can see things are getting busier and busier and busier. And these guys are looking left and right, and you got your head on a swivel.
There is so much that these guys have to try and keep track of. You see a great shot there of one of the outstanding competitors for years in this division, and that's Cody Hoopes in the number 10 car. He really knows how to set these things up. And Cody was one of the major players in getting this class developed, and kind of a lot of input as you see Dawson Cox there in his 7 car as he's getting under the number 2 machine of Gary Raridan as they made their way into turn number 3, just coming up on the halfway point as officials are noticing and making the drivers aware of the car that is parked down there. And again,
Michaela Peterson there nosed into one of the big Uke tires there in the south corner. Got it going again, though.
And she'll get that thing back underway. We are halfway through our Buzz-In Steakhouse Stinger 8 main event here on a cloudy but dry night here at Evergreen Speedway. There's Dawson Cox in that number 7.
He's cleared Cody Hoopes there. Cody Hoopes, 3-time consecutive champion in this class.
Yeah, how impressive is that?
That is. It's hard to do.
That's one thing about the figure 8 classes out here. You know, we talked about Quentin Boris and the 6 championships in a row. We talked about his, 3 consecutive championships. And these guys really know how to get it done. Cars now coming out of the south turn. There's another great shot of Cody Hoopes. Another first and second right there. Dawson in the lead. Cody Hoopes in the second spot. Didn't quite catch the number on that car.
21 of Matt Somerville was coming around there looking strong.
You got to talk to Matt about his number.
Yeah, 2016 champion, so he can get with it here. So look for him. Keep working it up here from the... Looks like we got about 12 laps to go here, 11 laps to go. A lot of action all around the track. You got them 2x2 in the north turn, 2x2 in the south turn. Lots of stuff happening at the intersection.
It's all about timing these things. You just, like you had talked about, there's so many things. When you're just going on the 3/8 or you're on the 5th mile, you're always looking into the next corner, right?
Absolutely.
And it's kind of like all you got to do is kind of just take a little peek off to your left, because that's where you're going to be turning. These guys have got their head sometimes is on a swivel trying to keep track of who's coming, who just went through, and I'm so impressed with the job that these ladies and guys are doing and keeping it clean, and a lot of respect for each other too, and that's always good to see.
Yeah, 21 there, Matt Somerville looking solid.
He's got a good number on the right side. That's where I saw it looking good before, as we are 8 laps to go here. Working lap number 22 in the books. 8 more to go. See the 17 car of R.J. Mackey there, leading the pack coming out of turn number 2 with Matt Somerville right behind him. And that 57 machine of Michaela Peterson behind it there.
Michaela got turned around a couple laps ago, but it looks like, you know, she just put it right back to work, put her head down, start grinding. You know, sometimes in this race car thing, when you lose that lead pack, you can get discouraged. And you know what? Always good to see young drivers that are, man, they just keep getting after it lap after lap, no matter what's happening.
Well, and I think one thing that's good for them too is that, you know, they know whether they, for whatever reason, got taken out, whether it was, you know, a hit by another competitor or just, you know, something went wrong. I always find it cool that they always learn from it and they drive a little bit harder and they know that extra gear that they need to find to keep going. As we've got 5 laps to go here, still Dawson Cox.
That was a busy intersection. Watch the intersection right here. There's a lot of cars.
Yep.
A lot of cars.
Here's where you got to have good brakes, especially if you are seeing the leaders coming. These guys all kind of know who the leader is as laps wind down here. First of Buzz Inn Steakhouse Stinger 8 main event of 2020 here at Evergreen Speedway. See Cody Hoopes having to lock the brakes up there on his number 10 car.
Putting the bumper to Heat 1 winner Jason Miller there in the 04.
There's the 23 of Jim Mackey as he's making his way out of turn 1. White flag out.
Absolutely. Dawson Cox here leading the way. Cody Hoopes putting the bumper to Jason Miller. Let's see if he gets it up into the second spot.
Final lap here for the Buzz Inn Steakhouse Stinger 8s as
Hoopes
they come
is inside
out
of
of
him
turn
right
number
there.
4.
You can see him inside coming out turn. Dawson takes the checkers. Hoopes edges him out right at the line there for the second spot.
Wow, good finish.
You know, similar to our finish last week.
It was.
Yeah,
In the
love that.
Outlaws.
Man,
Yeah,
that's
that
one of
was-
the things you get in figure 8 racing. Last 50 yards, there's a lot of positions decided in just those last few tires coming to the stripe.
Dawson Cox wins down here in Angel of the Wind's victory lane. 1 race down, 1 race to go.
Yeah, an absolute blast. I had a bunch of fun traveling through the pack with all my buddies that we've been racing over the years, and there was some good tight racing there. And then at the end, I was just able to break away and got lucky through a lot of traffic, and the car's fast. I'm not really sure why, but you know, it's fun, so I thought I'd bring it out.
An entire race went green to checker. That's kind of rare for the Stingers.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I was trying to take it cautious in the intersection, and then I saw the white flag, and I was like, I'm just gonna start shooting the last thing I could because, you know, that's half the fun.
Dawson Cox wins 1, but he has a Horner race to get after. Cody Hoopes P2 tonight, and it went green to checkered, and there's a lot of action throughout the entire field.
There was. I didn't see very many intersection shots, maybe a couple, but a lot of bumping in the corners, cars spinning out, the Uke tires were all moved. It was a fun race.
What more did you need to get by Dawson Cox in the 7?
Oh, man, he's always fast. If you don't start off fast and ahead of him, and you pretty much have to start ahead of him or get by him and not let him by you, but once he's ahead of you, you're pretty much screwed.
Who do you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank my dad for, he came out from Idaho, and we've been working on the car for a couple days. I want to thank my stepdad. He's always helping in the pits. John Bender, JBR. Cascade Auto, my brother, Caleb Easley. And Fear Racing.
Cody Hoopes comes home P2 tonight. Jason Miller P3 tonight in a very, very tough field of Stinger 8s.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. These guys finish in front of me. They got a lot of years experience and a lot of time, and I'm pretty new at this yet. And it's pretty intense. A lot of fun.
What does it take to get around the figure 8 track at Evergreen Speedway?
Somewhat. Some brains and maybe not enough brains. I don't know. I mean, it's you just there's a lot of luck involved and some skill.
Who do you need to thank for the 3rd place tonight?
Oh, I have to thank Cody for the 3rd place tonight. But I thank my wife. She's a really big supporter. Palfrey Construction and Arlington Distributing.
All right, Jason Miller P3 tonight.